Welcome everyone to Evolve Every Day. What does it truly mean to be strong? It's a question that seems so simple on the surface, yet very few people can truly grasp its profound depth. In this world, we have a habit of dividing people into two categories, the strong and the weak. The strong are the architects of their own fate, the ones who command the tides of their time and face life with a knowing smile. The weak, on the other hand, are those who are simply swept along by the current, reacting passively to whatever comes their way, living a life of quiet mediocrity. On the outside, the difference might look like it's just about power, but in reality, they represent two entirely different states of being, two completely opposing attitudes toward life. The strong have a profound understanding of the laws of survival. They have mastered the rules of the game. The weak are consumed by it. The strong don't believe in luck. They believe only in the sweat of their own brow and the power of their will. They don't bow to fate. They only answer to the choices made in their own hearts. They understand that life isn't inherently fair and that the only way to secure an unbeatable position is through constant, relentless self-improvement. In stark contrast, the weak are trapped in a swamp of self-pity, accustomed to using their circumstances and bad luck as excuses for their failures. They hand their destiny over to others, pinning their hopes on empty illusions. They carry this constant feeling that society owes them something, yet they never once look in the mirror to examine their own shortcomings. The perspective of the strong is one of looking down from above, not with arrogance, but with the courage to face a harsh world head-on. The perspective of the weak is one of complaint and self-pity, a constant escape from reality. The strong are constantly evolving, climbing their way up from the bottom, step by painful step. Even when their bodies are covered in scars, they live with their dignity intact. The weak remain stagnant, unable to seize even the greatest opportunities. They are destined to live an ordinary life. Of course, no one is born strong or weak. Every single one of us holds the potential to become powerful. The key, the absolute turning point, is whether you recognize that potential within you and whether you have the determination to change the entire trajectory of your life. I know your life is busy, and I know that the things I'm sharing aren't easy to digest. They're especially hard to master if you only hear them once. So here's my advice. Watch this until the end. Then listen to it again and again whenever you have a free moment, while you're doing chores or on your commute. Share it and save it to a playlist so it's always there for you. I can practically guarantee that in just a few short months, your mindset will evolve beyond what you can imagine, reaching a completely new level. To become one of the strong, you must first master three fundamental laws of existence: the law of human nature, the law of operation, and the nature of culture. These laws form the underlying logic of our world, and they determine the success or failure of every single person. 1. The law of human nature. Humanity is the source of all action. Every person has two sides, good and evil, and lives with the internal conflict between desire and reason. When desire conquers reason, a person descends into chaos. When reason conquers desire, a person evolves. The strong never deny the complexity of human nature, but they know how to control their desires and how to seize the upper hand within that complexity. One of the most fundamental drivers of human behavior is self-interest. We're often told that feelings are everything, that family ties, friendships, and love should be unconditional. But the strong understand a difficult truth. Emotion is often just a follower of interest. Without a foundation of mutual benefits, even the deepest feelings struggle to survive. Think about it. If your parents were wealthy, would you be more devoted to them? If your friends suddenly became successful, would you pay more attention to them? If your partner struck it rich, would you be more accommodating? This is the raw, unfiltered truth of human nature. The strong become strong precisely because they see through this. They are never blinded by the illusion of pure emotion. Instead, they respect human nature, work with it, and harness it as a source of their own power. When you speak to your children about love, demanding their devotion, have you ever stopped to consider that bringing them into this world was, in part, to satisfy your own emotional needs? Did you ever ask for their consent? A child's affection for a parent is rarely unconditional. It's built on a foundation of perceived benefit. The moment they realize you no longer offer them any advantage, they may be ready to walk away. However, human nature isn't only about self-interest. Deep within us, we also find morality, conscience, and compassion, our noblest qualities. A person who only chases personal gain will eventually become a heartless manipulator, willing to do anything to get ahead. The truly strong don't just understand human nature, they know how to master it and elevate it. They understand that while interest is critical, morality and genuine connection are indispensable. Only by finding the delicate balance between benefit and virtue can a person build a truly complete and powerful character. Furthermore, people are never static. They are fluid and ever-changing. The very same person can reveal completely different sides of themselves depending on the circumstances. Someone pushed to the brink in a desperate fight for survival might become ruthless and cold. But given a chance in a time of peace and prosperity, that same person can rediscover a deep well of compassion and generosity. Even someone who once abused their power, who bullied others to get ahead, can experience a profound awakening at some point in their life, turning away from their past to start anew. The truly strong understand this multifaceted nature of humanity. They never rush to judgment, always leaving room for grace and giving others the opportunity to change, to heal, and to try again. In essence, human nature is a profound and complex subject with no simple answers. Your understanding of it, your attitude towards it, will deeply influence every interaction you have. A truly powerful person is one who can face, accept, and ultimately transcend the raw aspects of human nature, both in themselves and in others. Only when you truly understand what drives people can you become the master of your own destiny, and in turn, positively influence the destinies of those around you. This is a lesson that takes a lifetime to practice. Only through constant reflection and relentless breakthroughs can you find your way through the labyrinth of human nature to a place of true wisdom and strength. 2. The universal laws of operation. Universal laws are the fundamental connections, the invisible operating principles of nature and society. To understand these laws is to hold the key to success itself. The truly strong can smile in the face of life's challenges because they have a deep understanding of these laws and have learned to dance to their rhythm. In the natural world, survival of the fittest is an unchangeable rule. Big fish eat smaller fish, and smaller fish eat shrimp. It's an eternal food chain that operates completely independent of anyone's will. Similarly, in human society, it often seems that those who understand the system rise to the top. Throughout history, the most powerful leaders, the visionary titans of industry who shaped our world, none of them achieved greatness without first learning to work in harmony with these underlying laws. They understood the dynamics of power and influence. They knew that some rules cannot be broken, and they mastered the art of when to lay low and when to act, remaining vigilant even in times of peace. This is precisely why they could stand firm at the forefront of change, remaining undefeated by the tides of time. Conversely, those who fail to grasp these laws, who try to fight against them, may enjoy a fleeting moment of success, but their decline is inevitable. Think of the arrogant tyrants, the complacent heirs who only knew luxury, the small-minded business owners who refused to innovate. They are all classic examples of moving against the current. They were either blind to the changing times, unwilling to evolve, or simply too proud to adapt. In the end, they all became casualties of their era, swept away without a trace by the relentless river of history. However, the truly powerful don't just blindly follow the laws. They learn to actively seize the initiative while abiding by them. While they respect the flow of the times, they are constantly looking for breakthroughs in their thinking. This requires extraordinary intelligence, immense courage, and a sweeping vision. The strong understand the principle of patient waiting, knowing precisely when to advance and when to retreat. They don't rush impatiently towards success, but they also never let a golden opportunity slip through their fingers. On the surface, it might look like they're just going with the flow, but beneath it all, they are silently arranging the pieces on the board. When the moment is just right, they make their move, shining with a brilliance that nothing can stop. Even more profoundly, the truly strong know that while respecting the existing laws, they must strive to change and even create new ones. They have no desire to be slaves to the rules. They aim to be the masters of the game. They understand that while these laws may exist objectively, they are not set in stone forever. As human consciousness evolves and time marches on, we can absolutely discover new laws, opening up entirely new horizons. It's just as Einstein's theories shattered the foundations of Newtonian physics, or how great philosophical shifts have redefined our understanding of society. Generation after generation, the strongest among us build upon the laws of their predecessors, achieving new quantum leaps and pushing all of human society ever forward. To put it all together, mastering the laws is a mandatory lesson for anyone seeking strength. But the truly powerful don't stop at just following them. They are proactive within the system. They don't just adapt to the rules, they innovate and create breakthroughs. They don't just recognize the laws, they help create new ones in the process. Only by doing this can you find your true coordinates in this complex world and build a life that is anything but ordinary. This is a lesson to be studied and practiced for a lifetime. The mystery of these laws cannot be unraveled in a few simple sentences, and their application isn't something you can master overnight. Only by approaching life with humility, an open heart, and an unshakable will can you continuously explore, experiment, and break through to truly grasp these laws, the very keys to life. And once you do, on the grand stage of the world, you will be ready to write the epic saga of your own life. 3. Cultural attributes. What truly shapes a person's thoughts and actions goes so much deeper than the surface. It's their personal culture, the very foundation of their being. A person's mindset doesn't just appear out of thin air. It's forged in the fires of their upbringing, their education, the circles they run in, and so many other factors. These cultural forces, both seen and unseen, are what build a person's worldview and their values, which in turn dictate how they think and act, creating that unique cultural DNA inside every single one of us. And it's here, in this internal culture, that the great divide between the strong and the weak truly lies. The mindset of the weak is often marked by a worship of authority, a deep-seated belief in sheer luck, a tendency toward laziness, a herd mentality, and a profound lack of personal responsibility. These traits trap them in a position of disadvantage in the great competition of life. But the culture of the strong? It's a world apart. They celebrate individuality. They believe fiercely in the power of their own effort. They dare to take ownership of their actions. They have the courage to face down adversity, and they are filled with an unquenchable thirst for progress. It is these precious qualities that give them their edge in life and elevate them to the position of the strong. This personal culture silently steers your destiny, almost like a hidden program running in your DNA, constantly influencing your thoughts and your actions. Someone who hides in the comfortable shadows will never become a trailblazer who lights the way. A person who is content with mediocrity will never become someone who relentlessly pursues excellence. This is why the strong are always, and I mean always, working to forge their own cultural attributes. This isn't something that happens overnight. It's a gradual, continuous process of self-reinvention. It demands that you actively observe, think, and compare, then distill what is essential and discard what holds you back, until you finally form your own unique perspective. And let me tell you, this journey is guaranteed to be difficult, painful, and costly. You will face doubt, you will be misunderstood, and you will experience failure along the way. But only by going through this fire can you truly transcend your old self, overcome your limitations, and finally be reborn as someone entirely new. And when you do it, when you truly forge the cultural attributes of the strong, your life will experience a quantum leap. Because in that moment, you finally possess the power to change your own fate and the wisdom to control your own life. Your career will open up to new horizons, your thinking will become deeper, and your actions will become decisive. You will no longer be an ordinary person accepting your lot in life. You will become a force capable of shaping the world around you. However, in this pursuit of a strong mindset, we must be vigilant not to fall into another extreme. The attributes of the strong should never be built on the suffering of others. It must not be based on a ruthless dog-eat-dog philosophy. The truly strong should possess a great love for the world and the high moral character to lead society forward. They must not only be resilient themselves, but they must also have the virtue to lift everyone else up with them. Think about it like this. In an agricultural society, raw physical power might have been the key attribute of the strong. But in today's information society, creative genius might be the core competitive strength. Or, in a society that praised collectivism, individualism might have been seen as heresy. But in a society that encourages diversity, expressing your unique personality can become the very definition of being on the cutting edge. The path of the strong: awakening, action, and attainment. Of course, becoming strong is no easy feat. It requires immense courage and unwavering determination. Because on this path, you will inevitably pass through 3 distinct stages: awakening, action, and attainment. The meaning of life itself can be summarized in this journey: to awaken to the truth, to act upon it, and to finally attain the results. These 3 stages are separate yet deeply interconnected, forming the complete cycle of a powerful life. 1. Awakening. Awakening is the profound understanding of human nature, the recognition of life's underlying laws, and the deep comprehension of your own cultural programming, which allows you to form a correct worldview and a true set of values. This is the law of seeing things as they truly are. This stage may sound simple, but in reality, it requires tremendous wisdom. In a world full of dazzling distractions and endless complexity, it is so easy to lose yourself, so easy to be blinded by the superficial. Only when you see through the facade, when you look past the surface to grasp the substance, can you truly awaken to the truth. Only by learning from the many and absorbing the best from all sources can your perspective be saved from becoming narrow and biased. Awakening requires profound, critical thinking. You must relentlessly challenge your own assumptions, digging down to the very root of things. You have to analyze situations with a calm mind, sifting truth from falsehood. Only when you delve into the essence of things, seeing past the surface, will your understanding rise above the superficial. This awakening also demands a wide open heart. You must humbly accept and harmonize with different opinions. You need to embrace diversity and tolerate differences to escape your own rigidity, refusing to let your perception be imprisoned. This awakening is a quantum leap in your consciousness, a complete breakthrough in your worldview. And once you have it, your life begins on a completely new foundation. 2. Action. Action is the stage where you turn these profound realizations into reality. And in the process of acting, you will continuously reflect, improve, and perfect your approach. This phase demands every ounce of your will and determination, because no great undertaking is free of obstacles and no path is ever perfectly smooth. Only by persevering, by getting back up every single time you fall, can you finally achieve success. Action demands courage. When facing difficulties, you must dare to challenge them. When facing failure, you must dare to bear the responsibility. Only when you are fearless can you move forward without hesitation. Action demands relentless persistence. Success never happens overnight. It requires patience and the accumulation of effort over time. Only with unwavering persistence can you achieve monumental success, just as dripping water can wear away stone and steady friction can cut through the hardest wood. Action requires skill and flexibility. The world changes in the blink of an eye. Opportunities appear and vanish just as quickly. Only by adapting swiftly to changing circumstances can you seize those opportunities and master your craft. Action is the very process that forges your will and enhances your abilities. Once you commit to acting, with every trial you overcome, you will become more resilient than you ever thought possible. 3. Attainment. Attainment is the fruit of your relentless effort. It is the moment you arrive at a new, more powerful version of yourself. This stage is the ultimate reward for everything you have poured into your journey, because after all the trials and tribulations, you are no longer the person you once were. You now possess achievements that others struggle to reach, and you have the ability to take control of your own destiny. It is then that you will realize the immense hardships you endured have become your most valuable assets, and the tears you shed have transformed into medals of honor on your path of conquest. Attainment is a completely new realm of existence. Here, you possess a deep sense of peace, unfazed by praise or criticism. You have the ability to command situations and the confidence to face any of life's challenges. Attainment is also a noble sense of achievement, a feeling that comes when you have realized your own intrinsic value and your life has reached its peak. This feeling cannot be measured in money, nor can it be compared to power. It is also a profound joy that radiates from deep within your soul. A happiness that isn't fleeting, but a lasting contentment that comes from your very core. It makes you feel the fullness of life and truly understand the meaning of your existence. Becoming a truly strong person is never easy. It demands immense dedication. You must abandon old ways of thinking, shatter deeply ingrained beliefs, and find the courage to face adversity with an unbreakable spirit that overcomes all obstacles. Along the way, you will experience confusion, face temptation, feel the sting of loneliness, and endure the weight of doubt. But all of these are necessary parts of the path to success. They are the very fire that forges you, allowing you to transform and to rise. The weak often choose to run from adversity, seeking temporary comfort to soothe their anxieties. But the strong choose to fight in the midst of hardship, relentlessly improving themselves by overcoming every single challenge. If a person cannot conquer themselves, how can they possibly conquer life? If you can't even push past your own limits, if you so easily settle for mediocrity, how can you ever be worthy of the extraordinary? The path to becoming strong is, by its nature, a one-way street. Because once you embark on this journey, there is no turning back. You can only press forward with determination, continuously breaking through your own limits with wisdom as your guide. This path may be lined with thorns, but just ahead, the light of a new dawn is always breaking. This road may feel lonely, but its destination is the pinnacle of glory. A strong person isn't someone who is called strong by others, but someone who knows they are strong in their own heart. A truly strong person doesn't just understand human nature, they don't just mechanically follow the rules, and they certainly don't blindly conform to culture. They are lifelong explorers of the self, constantly innovating to become ever stronger. The French writer Romain Rolland once said, "There is only one heroism in the world, to see the world as it is and to love it." The truly strong are these very heroes. They aren't afraid of life's harsh realities, they don't shrink from the darker sides of human nature, and they don't despair at the injustices of fate. Instead, they embrace life with a fierce passion, moving ever forward with an unshakable vitality. That's because, deep in their hearts, they carry dreams and hold on to hope. They are always turning their faces toward the light. The path of a strong individual is never a smooth one, but they have the resilience to push through the fiercest storms and break free from the most dangerous pitfalls. They understand, fundamentally, that destiny doesn't reward those who only complain, and opportunity doesn't knock for those who simply wait. If you want to climb to the pinnacle of your potential, if you want to become someone favored by the times, you must go on the offensive. You must never, ever stop striving to rise. The world of the strong is a constant whirlwind of competition and challenges, yet they manage to stand out in the most intense arenas and save themselves from the brink when the odds are stacked against them. They know that this world belongs to the trailblazers and the innovators. Yesterday's victories are just that, yesterday's. Only by relentlessly creating, by constantly pushing the envelope, can you stay at the cutting edge of progress. Strong individuals believe that hard work always pays off, but they are never content with where they are. They never become complacent. They approach life with a sense of reverence and maintain a spirit of relentless progress. They know that no tomorrow is impossible to reach, but the only day you can't afford to waste is today. No dream is easily achieved. The only road to success is paved with persistent, practical pursuit. The truly strong not only know how to strategize for their work, but they also know how to chart a course for their character. Strategizing for your work means reading the landscape, seizing opportunities, and skillfully finding a way forward in the midst of chaos, taking control in the face of complex conflicts. This requires sharp perception and decisive judgment. Charting a course for your character means being grounded in the present without losing sight of the future, balancing the practical realities of now with the highest ideals you hold. This requires a sweeping vision and the pursuit of a noble purpose. It's in this perfect fusion of action and integrity that the strong become truly unbeatable. Of course, the journey to becoming strong is never easy. It's filled with hardship and trials. But the strong don't retreat because of it, and they certainly don't give up. They understand that the meaning of life isn't measured in how long you live, but in how significantly you live. That the value of your life isn't in what you own, but in what you contribute. No matter how thorny the path ahead, no matter how arduous the journey, the strong will press forward, completely unshaken. Because in their hearts, they carry a profound mission, a grand ideal. That mission is to constantly transcend themselves, to create their own miracles. That ideal is to contribute to the progress of humanity, to bring something of value to the world. Powerful people aren't born that way. They are forged in the fires of experience. Every ordinary life holds the potential to become extraordinary, and every simple soul can be transformed through trial and effort. The real question is, do you have the courage and the determination to begin? Start right now. Open your heart to change. Free your mind from its old limits. Awaken the giant within, and let go of the burdens that weigh you down so you can walk forward with a lighter spirit. Wise, thoughtful, engaging to feel every part of life, the bitter, the sweet, the sour, the savory. Face the challenges and the setbacks with an optimistic spirit, and with unyielding belief, carve out a world that is uniquely your own. Don't let stagnation stop you in your tracks. Don't let laziness cloud your vision. Your life has a finite length, but its breadth is limitless. The meaning of life isn't just about carrying your dreams, it's about creating value. Only by pushing yourself relentlessly, only by continuing the fight, can you ensure that you don't waste these precious years and can build a life that is truly brilliant. Evolution is the eternal theme of the universe, and innovation is the very rhythm of our modern age. In this rapidly changing world, only those who dare to innovate and surpass their own limits can stand firm and reach the true peaks of life. The truly strong have always been the pillars of our society. They use their wisdom and their sweat to write magnificent sagas, their spirit and courage to forge extraordinary miracles. Strong individuals carry a profound sense of purpose, striving relentlessly for the betterment of all humanity. They hold grand ideals but are never lost in daydreams. They aim for the highest goals but always act with sincerity. Their feet are planted firmly on the ground, working with diligence and unyielding perseverance. They build their dreams one brick at a time, one steady step after another. The truly strong don't just live for themselves, they create value for society and bring happiness to those around them. They are the symbols of our Eros spirit and the very hope of our nation. Without the tireless efforts of these strong individuals, society could not advance and our country could not prosper. They are the backbone of our people, a guiding light for our lives, and the unshakable foundation for our nation's growth. In this moment, where opportunity and challenge walk hand in hand, we need more strong individuals who are willing to step up, to shoulder responsibility, and to lead our society forward. This era calls for the strong. This nation yearns for the strong. Let's walk this path together, using our collective wisdom and effort to usher in a new age. Let's charge ahead with passion and courage, writing a new epic so that the flag of the strong may fly high against the sky of this new era, and the footsteps of the strong may echo down the path of our great journey. Only through strength can we reach the summit. Only by becoming strong can we sing the most powerful song of our lives. And only when our nation is filled with more strong individuals can we realize our collective dream of greatness. Let it start with you. Let it start right now. Don't let your youth pass you by. Don't waste a single moment. Greet each new dawn with the spirit of a warrior and build a better tomorrow with the will of the strong. The future belongs to those who dare to dream and have the courage to pursue those dreams. As long as we hold our dreams close and walk forward with unwavering resolve, no destination is too far and no mountain is too high to conquer. Let us, in the name of the strong, compose the symphony of our lives and, with the spirit of the strong, launch the great endeavor of our time. May you and may I both find our truth in this journey and build a brilliant life, worthy of our time and of ourselves. If this message resonated with you and you found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Evolve Every Day, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. And I would love to hear from you. What does being strong mean to you in your life? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below.